I feel like I'm losing my mind. Is everybody in the world blind? Please, Lord, give me a sign, a sign. I feel like I'm losing my mind. Is everybody in the world blind? Please, Lord, give me a sign, a sign.
Hello, friends. We are back. Welcome to Total Apex Media for another night of gaming. Tonight, we'll be playing some more of the real face of a VTuber. I am Michelle Kitts, your driver of the game for tonight, and we're just going to continue where we left off last time with our investigation into who killed Mr. Chicken. We're going to hit load because we don't want to start over. I keep forgetting to do that. All right, let's see where we left off. The easiest way to do that is to check our information. Oh. We still have not flirted with everyone, apparently. Kariba's schedule for the week of the murder. It shows April 17th was meant to be a collab, but was changed to general chat at the last minute. All right. So it looks like I have not completed the flirt with Prudence and Misty. Let's see what we've got her doing. Oh, she's done investigating. Do you like girls, Detective Haas? Yep, they're super cute, don't you think? Like, you date them? Why do you want to know about my love life all of a sudden? Sorry, I was just curious. You don't have to answer if you don't want to. It's not that I don't want to answer. I mean, yeah, if I meet a girl I really like, I'd date her. So you haven't met anybody yet? I feel like you'd be a big hit with the ladies. I guess I'm still just playing around, so I've never really been on the market like that. Whoa, what a playgirl. Whatever, I just like having fun. So do you like guys too? Guys? Not really. Not since school. Huh? Around 3rd grade in elementary school, I liked a boy, but it turned out he liked my best friend. Oh. So I beat him up real good, and then I guess he looked so pitiful that my friends started to like him too. Then, after that, I started to realize girls smell really good. What? So it's got nothing to do with that guy anyway. So you better be careful around Emily, or I might scoop her up. I mean, that's only if she wants you to scoop her up. It's not like she belongs to me. Around that face. Better not let Emily hear you say that. Why? Everyone has their own autonomy. Trust me, just don't let her hear it. That was hilarious. Let's talk to Emily. He is dense. And yes, I kind of love that they cross those lines there. It's good. Is something the matter? Okay. Wow, we have a lot of things. Investigate. Oh, she was investigating this apparently. Okay, yeah, she was already doing that. Hey, Emily. Yeah? Why the heck do people watch VTubers? Oh, another rude question. Well, I think it's the same as watching any other kind of stream, except you're not looking at a real person. Actually, I think it could be better than a normal stream if the VTuber uses a lot of cute effects. I still don't get it. Just watch a real person. Ugh, how can I explain this? Do you watch any other live streams or maybe game streams? No, never. Then you're obviously not the target audience, so just shut up about it. Okay. Well, all right. And we've got her investigating, and we have flirted. Let's summon Prudence. She's trying hard not to say okay, Boomer. Yeah, I'm trying to figure out. I don't know how old this person is. Like, he's so dense for sure. Let's take a quick break. Okay. Are you nervous? Yes, I'm even more nervous than usual here. Your life must be pretty hard if you're this nervous talking to people, huh? I can message people at work, so it's not so bad. And Misty is really easy to talk to, so it's okay. I'm curious, but what do you do when you're stressed or feeling down? Sleep, I guess. Nothing better than a good night's sleep. Yeah, I love sleeping, wrapped up in a blanket when it's cold out, so comfy and safe, like a cocoon. I like this girl more and more every time we talk to her. There must be other ways you relax, right? Not just sleeping. Other ways? I used to play pretend. Play pretend like what little kids do? Yeah. I loved doing that when I was a kid. I just acted out a story and felt all better. You did it alone? Isn't that kind of lonely? Nope. I loved it. I loved playing the villain too. Someone super big and strong. Then I felt really powerful. That's very interesting. Do you still play pretend now? No, not anymore. Or I guess I just do it the grown-up way. I have friends that live inside my mind. When I think of them, they make me feel brave. That still sounds a bit childish. Haha, that's okay with me. To me, they really exist, even though they're just imaginary to everyone else. Do you think that's weird? I think it's pretty cute, actually. Cute? No one's ever said that to me before. Okay, I think break time's over. That was definitely very interesting. Actually, I think I'm not as nervous as I was. Thank you. I know this is your job, so I'll try my best going forward. All right. She is your spirit animal. Yeah, I like Prudence. I like her a lot. I can relate to most of the stuff that girl has said. She's just very relatable. So we just have flirt left with her. Very suspicious. Are you trying to get more info out of me while my walls are down? Hey, you don't have to make me sound so conniving, but yeah, pretty much. Oh, wow. I didn't think you'd actually admit it. Why? I've already figured out I can't deal with you like I would a normal person. Well, that stings. I'm still a human being, you know. Well, since you've already caught on, go ahead and tell me a few deep, dark secrets. What do you want to know? How about my relationship with my boyfriend? I'm actually pretty curious if you and your boyfriend argue. Nope. My boyfriend's super boring, actually. He barely understands what I'm talking about most of the time. He can't keep up. So I usually just listen to him or do whatever he's interested in. Does that make you happy? I've never felt happy dating somebody. But isn't that normal? My boyfriends have always been like that. Wouldn't you only want to be with someone if you like their company? Nope, guys are interested in me, so I pick the one that's least annoying and does what I say. Oh no. Oh my god. It's better than being single. Would it offend you if I called them tools? Nope, that's pretty much what they are. It's not like you can ever really put your trust in a man, right? They're all just thinking with their you-know-whats. You can trust me at least, or I hope you find someone you can trust one day. You can trust me at least is just, she's not going to believe that one. So let's go with number 3. You're dodging the question. Could you tell I was testing you? Well, I'll have you know there are people I can trust, just not my boyfriend. Thank you for your concern. Anyway, it's not really their fault. It's just hard for me to open up to somebody. I mean, I've seen my dad openly betray my mom. Traitors should all go to hell. I think I've said too much. Just be careful and find the killer, okay? Too much? We were just chatting. Being with you is more fun than being with my boyfriend. If you mean talking with me, then it's my pleasure. Well, let's keep it at that then. I feel a little better than before. All right. You think she's the one? The thing you asked me to investigate before is done. I've updated it in the notebook. There's a lot, so check it yourself. Some of Karipa's basic info. Can you not always say the same thing? What? If you have a problem with it, then do it yourself. Sorry, Emily, my fault. Uh-huh. All right, we've gathered all the info. Aren't you done for the day? Could say the same to you. I've still got some documents to read through. While I'm studying for my test. Test? Oh, you mean the bar. It's about that time again, huh? Yep, time flies. I don't get it. You got such good grades in school. I figured this test would be easy for you. The bar has an oral exam. I get nervous. Really? But you're so quick and articulate as an intermediary. Honestly, I feel like you're better at law than I am. And I don't spew a bunch of nonsense like you do. What nonsense? That's all strategy to knock the defense off their game. And I'm probably the only one who could even stand being your intermediary and make sense of all your dumb logic. Yeah, my last secretary quit after 2 months. See, I'm the only one who can stand you. So I guess it's all right if I fail again. What? No way. Those are two different things. Don't you want to be a prosecutor? You've got to stop using me as a fallback. I'm not falling back on anything. I just mean your office is close to my house, and I like the environment, and I get to eat all the pudding I want. And you mean my pudding that you steal? I just mean I could take my time on the test and work with you in the meantime. Isn't that a good thing? Sure. Oh, come on. You love it. All right, so we've covered all the chats. Should we try this tutorial and see what it says? Anyone is probably better than him. Yeah, probably. Let's see what this says. Could you help me understand the whole hearing process? Why, you don't really have to understand how it works. But I'm preparing for the bar exam. Oh, right, you want to be a prosecutor too. All right, what do you want to ask me? How does a hearing work? I'll just focus on cross-examination since I figure those are the most complicated. Yeah, I don't really get how they work. First, as a prosecutor, I'll accuse someone of murder. It's then my responsibility to prove that accusation in court beyond a reasonable doubt. It's also the defense attorney's responsibility to expose any flaws in my accusation. Basically, prosecutors are on offense. The defense attorneys are on, well, defense. Okay, got it. Now, how can I prove the defendant is guilty? One common method, witness testimonies. Prosecutors will question people who can help prove their accusation. Witness testimonies can help us prove the who, what, where, why, and how of a crime. But then couldn't prosecutors just make deals with witnesses, like find people who will lie for them? Good question. We have rules in place to avoid that very possibility. Also, after a witness gives their testimony, it's the defense attorney's turn to poke holes in everything they said to try and figure out what really happened. Oh, that makes sense. You'd really need both sides to question the witness in order to solidify the truth, right? Yep. Hence the cross-examination. Then, after the prosecutor makes their statement, the defense will make theirs. So the defense can call witnesses too? Yep, then the whole process is flip-flopped. The defense questions their witness, and then it's the prosecution's turn. You'll realize there are two types of witnesses, the kind the prosecution calls and the kind the defense calls. That's because they tend to have different agendas. Witnesses that are there to help you are called friendly witnesses, and the opposite are called hostile witnesses. But then the defense would see any witness you call as hostile, right? Right. So to summarize, prosecutors are on offense, defense attorneys are on defense. At the start of the hearing, both sides give their opening statement and establish their claim. Then the prosecution calls their first witness to the stand, who will give a friendly testimony. After questioning the witness, the defense will then challenge the testimony. Then the defense will call their own witness. It's the same process. Okay, we're just repeating everything he already said. You should be familiar with the rules of questioning, right? It's what you're always checking as an intermediary. There's a lot of little details, but there are 5 basic lines of questioning to avoid. Avoid leading questions, speculation, hearsay, bad faith assumptions, and irrelevance. Should we ask all of these? This is actually kind of boring. Back. All right. Leads. We've covered all of the flirtings. Karipa's basic info. Race, computer virus. Birthday, July 1st. Height, weight, fans nickname, carriers. Handle, fan art. Curry. I'm the Karipa. Let's get ready to roll. Thanks for keeping me company, everyone. See you next time. Catch me if you can. Karipa's CP. This means who she's coupled up with. Karipa's semi-official CP is her agent, Wild Goose, whose real identity is Sophie Allure. Karipa Model 2.0. New expressions: heart, eyes, evil face, sleepy. New actions: wave and shake. All right, let's review. So, if we think that Misty did it, well, yeah, Sophie, I don't think it's Sophie, but there is the medical records. We know that Amanda had sleeping pills. She does take the sleeping pills also. We don't think the paring knife is probably not the actual weapon. Faye said she'd testify against Sophie. But if we look back at Sophie, well, this is very interesting. Like, who? Now we have to decide who to accuse. So Amanda said that the disagreement was from a mistake she made in a drawing, but Misty told us that there was no such mistake. think Amanda is a strong possibility because she lied about sleeping pills. And we know that because of her medical records. What do we think? I think I'm going to accuse Amanda. (9:50 to 11:30 p.m. is when it happened. And her alibi, she went to her room at about 7 p.m. and it takes her an hour to get to the office. So she definitely could have been there by the 9:50. So I'm going to go ahead and accuse Amanda. Sleeping pills. And medical records. Yes. Let's see what happens. Court's about to begin. Are you feeling good about it? Just take it step by step for now. I can't come along. This has nothing to do with you. Don't you have other work to do? I'll put in overtime. I'm just really invested in this case. So what now? Do you even have a chance to win? The lack of evidence isn't the most difficult part. Then what is? The fact that we have 3 people claiming to be Karipa's real face. So we have no way to explain this whole thing to the judge. That's going to make things difficult. Well, for some witnesses, we have to avoid mentioning that they're Karipa's real face, but their testimony still has to prove the defendant isn't her real face. They can't say they're her real face, but they have to prove the defendant is... Wait, what? My brain's gonna break. It's a conundrum, huh? The trial's about to begin. Can we actually do this? Who knows? Here we go. This court will now convene with the matter of the death of Lillian Entertainment CEO 1, Mr. Chicken. Counsel, please be seated. Counsel for the prosecution and the defense, are you ready to proceed? Hey, we finally get to see Justin. Screenshot. And she's the defense. Here we go. The victim in this case is the CEO of Lillian Entertainment, Mr. C. On the morning of April 21st, his body was found in his office, time of death estimated to be the night before. Various signs point to someone familiar with Mr. C and the office being a culprit, namely someone with a key, which is why we've narrowed the suspects to Lillian's 6 employees. After our investigation, we've found Amanda Childs the most suspicious, which the prosecution will provide evidence for. There are 6 employees with a key to the office, so it's unreasonable to focus on Amanda Childs as the most suspicious suspect solely because she's familiar with the victim. Also, Prosecutor Truth's various signs are far too abstract. In reality, there was no evidence at the scene of the crime that directly points to Ms. Childs. Ms. Childs was at home during the time of the murder, which her family can attest to, giving her a rock-solid alibi. The prosecution is frankly accusing Ms. Childs based on a series of assumptions not enough to prove any form of guilt. Assumptions which we will enumerate one by one. Justin looks weird. Very well. I've heard the claims from both sides. May the first witness take the stand. Please state your name and occupation. Honor Chen, Karipa's father and real face. Prove that Amanda Childs had and once gave sleeping pills. By father, Ms. Chen means the one who built her 3D model. Ms. Chen's a digital modeler at Lillian. And what is this real face business? In the world of virtual idols, a real face refers to the person who controls that idol, the face behind the mask. But let me remind you that the core focus of this trial is whether the defendant may or may not have committed murder, not who does or does not control a virtual influencer. Yes, I agree with that. Commence your questioning. Have you had trouble sleeping over the past 2 months? Irrelevant. The victim's toxicology report shows traces of sleeping pills, so whether or not the suspect had access to sleeping pills is of great relevance to this case. I align myself with the prosecution witness. Please answer the question. I don't usually have trouble sleeping, but I have a penchant for migraines. If my head hurts enough, I have trouble falling asleep. In the past 3 months, there was one period of time my head hurt so bad I couldn't sleep. Yes. Amanda noticed my headaches and gave me some sleeping pills. That night, I slept great and the migraines slowly went away. Please present evidence number 1. Do you recognize this medication, Miss Chen? Yeah, those are the pills I got from Amanda. Mr. C's toxicology report shows that he had this exact same brand of sleeping pills in his system when he was killed. Can you describe the day you got the pills? Do you think the time Miss Childs was already... We're going to go with this one. I remember my migraine was especially bad that day. Yeah, I think it seems like she did sneak out of the house, so hopefully that comes up. I remember my migraine was... I think Amanda was busy with a project that day. She kept checking back with Mr. C and Sophie about it. Even so, she still noticed I was having a hard time. I told her I wasn't sleeping, so she gave me some pills. She said they were sleeping pills. She said they might help me. Amanda's so cute and caring. Miss Childs hasn't admitted to the prosecution she had sleeping pills. Why do you think that is? Was there anything about her that day that was particularly memorable? Or can you explain what's particularly cute? Cute and caring. That's irrelevant. Let's see. We're not supposed to be ask any leading questions. You think the first one? All right, we'll try it. Personal conjecture. Objection sustained. The witness need not answer the question. Let's go with this one. Number 2. She seems a little distracted and stressed, but I figured that was because of work. I didn't think much else about it. Hold on a second. I just realized something. Do you think Amanda did it? What the? I promised you I'd come to testify in court, but I didn't say I'd come help you accuse my friend. Amanda didn't do anything. Personal conjecture. Would you like to object, Prosecutor Truth? Yeah, the witness was inferring her own conclusions. But you asked the question. Well, I don't need to anymore. I've heard enough. Okay, then. The witness need not continue answering this question. What? This doesn't seem right. Silence. You just wait and see. The victim had traces of sleeping pills in his blood, and our witness has testified that the defendant carried sleeping pills. However, during our interviews, the defendant denied this fact multiple times. Our position is that the defendant had ulterior motives for keeping this information a secret from us. I understand. Well then, may the defense begin her cross-examination. The defense waives its right to cross-examine the witness. Foregoing a cross-examination will diminish your chances of a favorable verdict. Are you sure? Yes. The prosecution's statement is full of holes, and I don't have time to poke around in every one of them. I have other cases to attend to. Very well. If that is the defense's wishes, may the next witness take the stand. You're letting the defendant testify on her own behalf? That won't end well, will it? Her success rate is incredibly high, so maybe you should ask her. Seriously? Why would the defense not cross-examine? Isn't that super weird? It's public defender Zoe Dunn. She's famous for that tactic. Can't let my guard down now. Please state your name and occupation. My name is Amanda Childs. I'm an artist at Lillian Entertainment, and I'm Karipa's real face. Didn't the previous witness say she was the real face thing already? Yes. Are there usually more than one of those? No, there is usually only one per VTuber. I think this situation has been caused by the prosecution's ineptitude, Your Honor. Shut up. Still, the real face isn't of concern in this case, at least not yet. Well, if the defense is fine with it, then I won't push any further. Thank you, Your Honor. Dun dun dun. She's sweating. Do you recall the events just described by Ms. Chen about the sleeping pills? Yes, I do. Do you feel that in Ms. Chen's testimony, she was trying to implicate you in the murder of Mr. C? Hypothetical question. Please describe that day in detail. In detail? I don't know what day it was specifically, but it was around mid-March. Honor was scolded by Mr. C that day, which is rare to see. She didn't seem to be doing very well, so I asked how she was. She said her head hurt. I was really tired around that time because I had seen the doctor a bunch. There was some medicine I hadn't finished, so I gave her some. What did you give her? I don't know. I don't even remember what they were. I just figured they'd be some kind of painkillers. Don't. I just figured the next. You didn't explain this to the prosecution during your interview. Why not? I forgot. Or I think because I didn't know what kind of meds the doctor prescribed. So I didn't know there were any sleeping pills when the prosecutor asked me. Also, I'd been to the doctor so many times and I was really busy. I just forgot, I swear, I wasn't hiding anything. Are you saying your mind was so fixated on work that you forgot about giving Miss Chen some of your medicine? That's a leading question. We were collaborating with a zoo at that time. They were really concerned with getting all the animal info correct, so we were constantly adjusting our images to their notes. Along with Karipa's new outfits, I had 5 images I was working on at the same time. It was crazy. I was drawing for 12 hours a day. I had to see the doctor a bunch because I was feeling awful. So I really wasn't hiding anything. I just forgot. As such, Ms. Child's memory lapse is entirely justified, and the prosecution's accusation of intentional concealment of information is purely hypothetical. That'll be all, Your Honor. Very well, I understand. Would the prosecution like to cross-examine the witness? Please get started. Yes, I did give Honor some of my meds since she looked like she was in a lot of discomfort. I didn't know what was in the prescription, but I thought there might be some painkillers. I'm sorry I didn't mention this earlier. I was just busy and tired and forgot. Press on causes of irritability. Press on reason for medical visit. Medication or giving Honor medication. Let's ask about the medical visit. Please tell me the reason you sought medical treatment. Because my hips hurt? I guess it's something a lot of artists get. Always sitting in a chair, after a while, my back and hips start to ache. If it gets really bad, I can't even sleep. And my boobs are bigger than most people's too, so it's even worse. Sexual harassment? Does your bust size have anything to do with this case, Miss Childs? No, I guess not. Maybe I said too much. Then we'll delete that part of your testimony. Okay, sorry. Do we have evidence? You said you went to the doctor because your hips hurt. Yeah, that's common with artists. I'd like to present evidence 13. Ms. Childs, I've actually procured a copy of your medical records. And you went to a gynecologist too. Why would you see an OBGYN for hip pain? Oh no, I forgot. I was seeing so many doctors around then. I totally forgot which one it was. So you forgot about sleeping pills. Now you forgot about why you saw the doctor. How many things are you going to forget, Ms. Childs? Actually, what things do you even remember? My point is this. How credible is the person in front of us really? Can we believe anything she says? Since she's forgotten two very important things in the span of 3 interviews, I'd say the answer is clear. That'll be all, Your Honor. Who is the next witness? Please state your name and occupation. Zelda Haas, detective from the 4th Criminal Investigation Division. She looks so happy. Have the police investigated the suspect's homes? Of course, all of them. So we have, could you please give a detailed report on your investigation into the defendant's home? What color are the outer walls of the defendant's home? Or does anything in the defendant's home conflict with their alibi? So the last one is leading. The second one is irrelevant. So it's this one here, the first one. The defendant lives on the first floor of a 4-story townhouse with 4 bedrooms and 2 shared living spaces altogether. She lives there with her parents, grandparents, and brother. She has her own room, which faces outside to a fire escape alleyway. The defendant's family says she was in her room all night, right? Or have the police confirmed the defendant's alibi? Or are there places in the defendant's home where she might have hidden evidence? It's got to be the second one. The defendant's mother says they all ate dinner together around 7 p.m. and then the defendant went to her room to work, only coming out around 8:40 to use the bathroom. The defendant's grandparents also confirmed this. Her grandparents always stay in the living room until around 11 p.m. every night and would have seen her if she came out. Have the police verified whether we can trust the alibi? So the police have already determined the family's alibi isn't trustworthy, or her parents stay up until 11 p.m. I don't buy it. I think the first one. We did find something suspicious. None of the family went by the defendant's room while she was in it, and no one knows what she was doing in there. In other words, the family can only prove that the defendant didn't come out into the living room, but can't prove that she never left her room. So we checked whether the defendant could have exited her room through the window, and it turns out she could. What's more, she wouldn't have been caught on any cameras. She looks so pleased with herself. Do you think the defendant left through her bedroom window that night? Does the evidence support the defendant leaving through her bedroom? Or so basically the defendant hopped out her window. The second one. Yes. Yes, actually, there was roadwork outside the defendant's home that night, and we found a footprint in some wet concrete. We found shoes that matched the footprint in the defendant's room, as well as some concrete residue. I don't remember that being in the evidence, but okay. Then that concrete residue and the matching shoes proves the defendant left her room through the window that night. But why have a pair of outdoor shoes in your room? Why go out the window just so you could establish an alibi that your family would corroborate. The prosecution states that the defendant was keeping those shoes in her room for this very occasion. Very well. Would the defense like to cross-examine? No need. The prosecution statement has more holes than Swiss cheese, and the next witness will be able to prove that. Next witness. Oh, Amanda is back. Where were you from 7 to 10 p.m. on the night of April 20th? I was at home working. In your room? Bam! Where were you working at home? I was working in my room. What kind of work was that? I was streaming because I'm Karipa's real face. So there's no way you left your room since you were streaming, right? Bam! It's like we're damaging her every time. This is awesome. Did you leave your room while you were streaming? No. When streaming, I have to be in front of my webcam at all times. I can't leave. Presenting evidence 12. As stated by my witness, there's no way she could have left her room at that night because she was streaming. A stream is like a live broadcast. The host has to be present the entire time. Even if Miss Close's family can't confirm she was streaming, her viewers definitely can. As you know by now, Your Honor, we have multiple people claiming to be Karipa's real face, all of whom can log on to Karipa's account at any time. The defendant's testimony just now cannot prove that she is Karipa's only real face. Let me remind you, Mr. Truth, as the prosecution, confirming Karipa's real face is your responsibility. Until you can prove who Karipa's one real face is for sure, I have no responsibility to prove that Ms. Childs is the only one. She's talking about the presumption of innocence. If we can't produce clear contradictory evidence, then we can't question or request the defendant to provide their own proof. Did the prosecution not look into the identity of the VTuber industry does its best to keep real face identities a secret, Your Honor, but we are still doing our best to find out who it is. We've actually applied for a search warrant from the court, but for some reason we haven't heard back. We hope to receive an answer soon. However, we have thoroughly investigated Karipa and would like to cross-examine the witness now, Your Honor. You may cross-examine the witness. Don't worry, if the defendant's lying, then we can break her guard. All right, press on the cement and shoes. Stay in the room. Reason for inconsistent or press on details. Let's look at the cement. You didn't leave the house that day? So what about those shoes with the concrete then? That's because I wanted to play with the cat. The cat? Yeah. There's a stray cat that lives outside my house, and it's super cute. I like bringing it milk every once in a while, so that's why I have shoes in my room. You climb out the window to play with it? Yeah. Why don't you just go out the door? Because I can't let my family know. My mom is highly allergic to cats, and the milk belongs to my dad. When did your stream start and end? It started at 7 and ended at 10. So how did you stream while also climbing out the window and playing with a stray cat? The cat thing was earlier than that. It was before dinner. Maybe around 6 p.m.? I don't remember. That's when I stepped in some wet concrete by accident. I see. Yeah, she said at 6 p.m. So her alibi isn't it's not matching up. Don't you think something's wrong with the witness's testimony? I don't see any problem. What? Oh. I guess that wasn't it. Let's try this again. So you're Kariba's real face, then you must know everything there is to know about her. I'm her mom too. Kariba is my precious daughter I birthed on my very own. What does the witness mean she's saying she's Kariba's mom? In the VTuber scene, a VTuber's artist is considered its mom. The witness is just saying she understands Kariba well since she drew her. Right, that's what I mean. May the prosecution please continue. What was the stream about on the night of the murder? Please tell us some basic info. Born on July 1st, and her name comes from the first computer virus ever created, Creeper. She doesn't have an age, but she looks around 14. She's 150 centimeters tall and weighs 0.004. She's a tiny A cup. Her undies are neon green. Color is actually quite important in this case. This info tells us how well the defendant knows Kariba and sheds light on a possible motive. How could her panties tell you all that? Although I'm not exactly thrilled about the discussion of panties in my courtroom, I'll allow it for now. What? Did I say something weird? Too late now, idiot. I think all of that's right, but let's double check. July 1st, 150. Yep, that all makes sense. So that gives us nothing. I'm looking at my notes from April 21st investigation. When I asked you what you did that night, you said, I was in my room working. I was rushing to complete a project before the deadline. Is that what you said? Yes. So you said you were drawing. Why change your story now? Because it's company rules. I can't reveal my identity. I was still working either way. Your boss was killed. Do you really think company rules still apply? Basic evidence than illegal merch. Oh, okay. Good idea. There aren't any inconsistencies. All right, so let's go back. All right, so let's go back to this one. Illegal merch. So she reported the oh, Prudence found it and reported it. I see. Let's do that. Nope. Ah. This part's hard. Okay, let's go here again. Nope. Okay, we've got like one more. I need to interact with my fans. Let me remind you what Zelda Haas told me about your alibi. Said you told me your mother saw you coming out of your bedroom. This is annoying. This sentence doesn't make sense. To use the bathroom around 8:40. Can you explain that? I had to pee, okay. You had to use a toilet? Yeah. I'll check. I drank a lot of tea. We ate sushi and I drank a ton of tea, so I had to pee while streaming. I'm not going to pee in my pants, am I? So I told my viewers I had to take a potty break. Do you have to keep yelling pee this, pee that? Ah, God, sorry. Karipa was streaming from 8 to 9. She never took a break. Okay, got it. I didn't leave my room during the stream other than a quick break, and my mom saw me leave for that. Evidence! Is this the stream? Nope, we want the first stream. Wait. All right, let's see what we've got here. Yeah, these are the marshmallows. So I guess you think the stream is the right one? All right, let's try it. You can't leave your computer, right? And you definitely can't chat with your fans while you, let's say, go to the bathroom, right? Of course you can't. So what if someone were talking with her fans while using the toilet? That would be scandalous. We checked the contents of Karipa's April 20th stream, Miss Childs, and we also know your mother saw you leave your room and go to the bathroom at 8:40 p.m. But Karipa never paused her stream, not once. So how could you be both chatting with your fans and in the bathroom at the same time? Unless you weren't the one streaming at all. Hey, good one, Molly. In fact, the prosecution even holds more proof that Miss Childs isn't Karipa's real face. Could we please bring our next witness to the stand, Your Honor? Sure, whatever you'd like. Miss Sophie. I'm Sophia Lur, Lillian Entertainment's talent manager. Do you remember Karipa's stream from April 1st, Ms. Lur? Sure, we were doing a sponsor, and it was April Fool's Day, so I remember it pretty well. You were doing gacha games. Did Lillian play? What was the sponsor that night? Prove Amanda Childs had an unnatural response about the collab she brewed. What was the sponsor? The sponsor was a mobile game publisher. They had Karipa playing a Bishujo game and doing gacha pulls. Did anything noteworthy happen? There was an unexpected incident, or was the game fun? Let's go with the first one. Karipa kept describing the weapons as sausages and bananas, which shocked a lot of viewers. Does that qualify as an incident? Yeah, and it was super annoying. Since I'm Karipa's PR, I was arguing with the sponsor for ages. It was a huge pain. What's the problem with sausages and bananas? Do any of your coworkers know about this? Or was she trying to piss the sponsor off? Coworkers. Yeah, I complained to everyone about it. Is the defendant included in everyone? Yes, Amanda included. You really like complaining, huh? But the defendant doesn't know this, right? Or do you remember what she said? Let's go with, do you remember what she said? She said she got drunk the night before, so she missed it. So everyone was discussing the incident that happened on Karipa's stream, but Miss Childs said she missed it. Pretty strange for someone that claims to be Karipa's real face, huh? That'll be all, Your Honor. Very well, I understand the prosecution's statement. What's wrong? You've got a pretty serious look on your face. Don't you feel like this was all just too easy? Sophie is cooperating a lot more than I thought she would. Well, she's your witness. Shouldn't she be cooperating? But she claimed to be Karipa's real face, too. Just now, she didn't talk about being her real face at all. She only said she was her manager. I don't get it. So now she's claiming she's not her real face? No, she didn't say she wasn't. That's why I think this is so strange. Yeah, why is she being so cooperative? Yeah, I'm listening. Please call your next witness. Illustrator at Lillian Entertainment. The prosecution mentioned your stream on April 1st. Do you remember it? Yes, of course. Is it true you were drunk? Yeah, because I have to be really energetic on stream, so sometimes drinking helps. So you were streaming while drunk? Yeah. Why did you describe the game's weapons as bananas and sausages? Oh. Because I thought it would make my fans laugh. Also, they get really excited if I say something pervy. I don't usually make sexual innuendos, but maybe because I was drunk. I don't know. I just suddenly wanted to. Did it get your fans excited then? Ugh, I thought it was a leading question. So were you trying to cover up your inappropriate behavior by lying to Ms. Allura and saying you missed the stream? Objection. Okay, I actually got one right this time. Why did you tell Ms. Allura you missed the stream the day after? Because I drank too much, so I forgot. I actually forgot everything I said that day, too, and didn't remember until I watched the stream back. That's why I told Amanda I missed it. It, in fact, was Miss Child streaming on the night of April 1st. She only told Ms. Allure she wasn't there because she drank too much and forgot, invalidating the prosecution's hypothesis. I don't think the defense's statement has legs to stand on. They don't know what evidence we have, do they? I have a bad feeling about this. I don't know. It's just... I wanted the stream to be more lively, so I drank a little, then said those game weapons looked like certain foods to get my fans excited, but I blacked out and forgot everything that happened, which is why I told Sylvia I missed it the next day. Huh. Let's see. We can press on drinking before the stream, on the metaphor about the weapon, making the audience happy, or complaints from Sophie. Let's go with the metaphors, I guess. So comparing the weapon to a sausage or a banana was because you were drunk? I guess I drank too much this time, so I got a little silly. That's why I said the stuff about the weapons. I'm sorry to our sponsor. So you're sorry to the sponsor because you got drunk and called the game's weapons sausages and bananas. Am I getting that right? Okay, got it. Alright, I don't think that gives us anything. Can you explain why sexual metaphors make the audience feel amused? Is something wrong? because fans usually think of their idol as really innocent. Curry doesn't usually ever say adult things, so if she does, then oh, we hit an hour. Oh, okay. I'm trying to clarify the defense motive. Witness does not need to answer any. Okay, let's see. Yeah, we can save. So we're going to do a save. Number 3. Actually, we're going to go here. All right. All right, everybody. So we are actually going to call it right here on a cliffhanger because we are at just exactly an hour on the stream. And so we're going to have to wait a week to see what happens next. But if you don't want to miss the thrilling next steps, I guess, next episode, we'll call it, then go ahead and click subscribe, click the bell, click like on this stream to let us know that you enjoyed it. And make sure to comment and share with your friends. That'll really help us out a lot. Also, we've got more streams coming up later this week, as well as podcast episodes and sports stuff and all kinds of things. So I'm sure we'll have some other stuff that you'll really enjoy. Thanks again for joining us today. Again, this is Michelle with Total Apex Media, and everyone have a wonderful night.